Open the meeting at 7:03. Berlin Conservation Commission, February, that's not right. 15th, that's okay. I'm like, hey, wait a minute. February 15th, 2023. And your image and voice are recorded. And will live in infamy on YouTube forever.
Okay. All right, I've got the right one.
Okay. Minutes. I saw that you emailed 2 sets of minutes. Everybody get a chance to look at them?
Yes, and I did have a comment on the more recent ones, and I meant to go back and look at the ones that I read last time to see if it was the same thing, but on the issue with the building permits, if we could add in, like, so he was asking for like 6 or 7, he had like February, March, and we only put in the minutes that he was asking for the 2 in February, and that's what we voted on, so I don't want it to appear that like I'm just like, oh, well, let's give him whatever, so like it should be clear that he asked for 6, I was,
Made
making a motion on
for
2.
Right.
And it was voted down.
Okay.
So if we could just add that in. And I didn't get a chance, I meant to go back and look at the first set, because I read those last time. I don't know if that was the same in the last, or earlier
Did
sets.
we even vote?
It might not have been,
Right, I didn't
There
think.
was no second.
it might have
Right.
been in December, because I know in December, I think it was when I also made a motion on like 2 out of 7 of them, and I don't know how we worded it there too,
Right.
but we
Right.
should amend those to just be clear that like, it wasn't like he asked for 2 and we approved 2 or rejected 2.
But we
Right.
didn't approve any last meeting.
No.
Correct.
But it,
Right.
yeah, but he was asking for more than I motioned on.
Right.
So
Yep.
And then nobody seconded it, so it died.
no, yeah.
Right. Yep. Awesome. Okay. Any other comments? Hearing none. Someone make a motion to accept the last 2 minutes. So it was February 1st and December.
January 18th.
Yeah. So moved.
January
a vacation,
18th. Yes,
huh?
I do.
Second.
All right, I wasn't here for the January meeting, so I should vote on those minutes.
Okay. So you want to do them one at a time?
Sure.
Do we have enough? Well, yeah, I guess we have a quorum without.
Yeah,
regardless.
that's fine.
We could just vote
Yeah.
on one. Yeah.
Yeah, you have enough votes if I don't vote.
Yeah.
Right. Okay.
Just maybe just-
All those in favor? Aye.
Aye.
All those opposed? All right.
Okay, but you can write that I did not vote because I.
Okay.
Right.
But-
Yeah.
Oh, you're off the.
Yeah.
You're not doing the minutes anymore. Look at you.
Hmm?
You got out of doing the minutes.
I know, she volunteered,
Nice.
and she's doing a great job.
Yes.
Not as good as you, Louise.
No.
No.
But thank you.
All right. We also have a bunch of executive minutes to.
Those I did not get to read.
All right. Do we want to wait one more meeting to approve those?
Yeah, if we could do that. that'd
Yeah,
be-
because there's a lot of them.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Can we clarify, since I was not at any of those meetings?
Yes.
Am I allowed to vote?
I believe you are not.
But you also don't have to read them.
Okay,
Right.
Yeah, I started through them, and that's when I sent you the note. I said,
Right.
I'm not in any of these.
Right.
so I
What
made
can I
up a
say?
list of all
Okay.
the minutes
Yeah.
and who was there,
Yeah,
and I
saw
put
that.
the people who could vote in blue.
Look at you. So damn organized.
I know, that's the way my mind works.
That's awesome.
Right. Sometimes there are only 3 people that could vote, so I don't know how that works.
Because the people that were at the meeting are no longer on the commission.
Right.
Right.
Do you want me to check into it?
Yeah, that
All
would
right.
be good, just for, so that we understand how that works. Excellent. All right, so if you would put on the minutes for the on the agenda for the March 15th.
Okay.
It's the 15th, right?
Yep.
We're not going to
Um,
meet on the first.
No,
I better cancel.
unless
them.
somebody else is, I'm not,
Nope.
I'm not
good.
No.
Sharon
Don't
from
do
Hawaii,
that.
nope.
Do you want to do hybrid?
No, thank you.
Okay. Saturday?
Yeah, no, and getting ready to go away. It's just been, everything has been dumped onto this week, so I'm a little burnt.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's minutes. Treasurer's report. Got anything?
So I just updated this based on what I had from June, so this one's okay to sign. That one
Okay.
can go. There's one thing on, one of them, I think there was interest added. So it's probably fine with this number, so I'll give, let's see, so what I'm gonna do is I'll give you the last wetlands number that I had, and then we can always amend, because it's through, like, say, January 31st, then we can always amend it, right? Next month,
Yeah.
once I figure that, okay. So for the wetlands account, actually, wait. Actually, I did have close to that. All right, I gotta go back and figure out the wetlands account. Let's go with $14,028.59. That's the one I'm gonna have to figure out. She has slightly more in there. So it may just be that something wasn't caught on,
Right, or interest.
Yeah, or interest or something.
Is it a small enough number that it could be interest?
no, it's like $120.
Oh.
Yeah.
So, yeah, so I'll have to go back and look at that one. Then open space, I think, is a matter of interest, so I'll go with the number that she has in here. So what I sent you, Maddie, kind of ignore this because it's off by a few bucks. So $8,657.11. So that was for open space.
8,000 what?
$8,657.11. And then the budget account is $1,257.36.
Right, so that erroneous bill got corrected.
Yes,
Yeah.
and so that amount though doesn't include a few of the reimbursements from last time, which was like $200 or so. So the actual amount, just for your reference, is probably around $1,050 or $1,000.
Okay, and that's good, that's half, and we're halfway through,
Yeah.
so, yep.
So I will sort out what that other thing was on the wetlands account, and then add in the interest on my documents and update that.
Okay.
So,
All right, so there's that.
At the last meeting, something came up about the money we got for the Earth Day, cleaning up all the nip bottles, went into an account for the town garden. Is that still?
so yeah, so I kind
That's
of,
the account you were talking about. Yeah.
so there is a donation account, which I think we also had that $3,000 from
Mike.
From
Mike Sawyer.
Right.
So that account now, and I think those got put in the same account.
I
would
think
assume.
so, yeah.
So our donation account is now at $2,915.20.
Right, because we spent some of that money on the
Yeah.
parking lot.
Yes.
Yeah.
Is that something we want to track in the minutes or no? Like, I don't know if we only track those 3 in the minutes.
Well, we've only ever had those 3 accounts.
True.
It's only recent
Well, now
that
we have
we've
like
had
6
more.
million.
I know.
Yeah, we probably should put in the minutes, some, when we
Yeah.
spend it.
So I also just
Right,
started.
well, certainly when we spend it, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I don't know that we need to track it the way we track the other
No.
ones.
No.
Yeah.
So I mean, yeah, we could just do it like I can mention it when because I added a column in my spreadsheet to just start tracking it. So
Cool.
we don't have to add it to the
But we
minutes.
should vote to take the money out of that account.
Yes.
Oh, sure.
Yeah.
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 And
Yeah.
then just for my own, like to make sure we're on track, I just started tracking Maddie's wages too. Not that it probably matters, but I just want to make sure we're billing correctly against what we asked for and
Right.
You know.
Good. Good idea.
So I just kind of did a rough calculation because the number was through the end of January, so I just kind of like roughly did X number of months, blah blah blah. So
Right.
we're on track.
Excellent. Good deal.
So, did you order the plant package from?
I have my reimbursement
Oh,
right
okay.
here.
I ordered one too, and I thought, well, if Caroline didn't get around to it, I can. But
Only one per household.
Yeah, and I ordered mine for my garden.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't blame you. Yeah, I had to. It auto-filled with Maddie's information because they have both of us for the conservation email address.
Okay.
So I had to get one in my name so that I could get reimbursed. Okay, so I guess under bills and forms, I have a reimbursement for $100 for the plant kit, the pollinator garden plant kit from SBT that I would like to be reimbursed for.
Sorry, we're not doing that. I'll make a motion to approve $100 for the plant kit.
So, second.
Thank you. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
All those opposed? All right, I'll give that to you. Awesome, thank you, guys. Any other bills and forms we should be aware of?
Yeah, so we received this mailbox.
I thought we already paid this.
Yeah, and it's a lot more than I thought it would be. Like, why is it 200?
Right. Because we've only had one public hearing,
Yep.
right? Yeah, it says balance forward $26. Which I don't really understand.
Didn't we pay that last month?
That's what I thought. And now they want $202.96.
Last month it was only like $26, right?
Yeah.
Mm.
And what was that for again?
$26.80. It says for a public notice in October. October 12th, 22 through October 18th, 22. What? Trying to even think of what might have been happening in October.
Yeah.
Because the only public hearing that we personally had,
Yeah, it was for the 53G regulation.
right, and that was last month.
Yeah.
Can you, so here's an email address and a phone number
Yep, I
to
can investigate that.
investigate it and get a copy of the ad
Mm-hmm.
if they're insisting that it's ours.
Yep. Yep, definitely.
Awesome.
Oh,
Yeah, we didn't post the hearing that Ann did on the plastic, did we? Would that be what it was in October?
I don't think we posted that in the paper.
No.
No.
Hmm. Because it wasn't a hearing, it was just a.
It was just a forum,
Right.
right. Hmm. But that was in October.
I think so.
Yeah. Hopefully they just got us confused with a different. And actually, while you're talking to them, it has Liz's name on it
Okay, and have them
as the
change it
contact
over.
and have them change it to you.
Yep.
Yeah. Awesome. Anything else?
Anything else? That's it for bills and forms.
Okay. Any other mail?
So we did get a notice from Hudson of construction that's going on and a hearing that they're holding tomorrow.
River Road?
Don't think
Oh,
so.
no, Fox Road.
Yeah.
I don't know where that is. Does anybody know where Fox Road in Hudson is? Look it up.
No, it doesn't
Wait,
seem
what
familiar.
Fox Road in Hudson.
No.
So, proposed grading associated with stormwater management area
Number
within
two,
a
Fox
100
Road.
foot.
It's
Buffer.
off River Road. Is that the Turtle Transit, where is that the bus depot there? The school bus?
Oh, that little,
Yeah.
okay.
So like just
Oh,
west,
yeah.
just east of Gillis?
Yep. Yep. Probably just over the line, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yep. If anybody feels the need to go,
What is it again?
It's a hearing in Hudson
Mhm.
for a project that's happening on Fox Road.
Hmm.
It's just off of River Road
Right.
near Gillis's.
Hmm.
About stormwater management. It is a Zoom meeting,
What
I-
time?
7 o'clock.
Yeah,
I've
an
been
event
in
at
there
Gracie School.
a few times, and in my mind, I don't think it's a deal where water would be running down towards Gillis's or into Berlin, so it would be coming down and crossing the road and getting into Gillis a bit that way. So I don't know if it would impact us. I'll go down and take a look at it, as a matter of fact. Do we
Okay.
have a plan of what they want to do?
No, just, you can, you can contact the Hudson Conservation Commission between 9 and 4:30, Monday through Friday.
Okay.
So, and maybe I'll email Pam Helnick tomorrow and find out how extensive it is, and then just see. I have a planning board meeting thing tomorrow night here.
Can I
So-
see? Yeah.
Just to make sure.
Yeah, I might try to log in.
Okay.
Oh, tomorrow night.
Yeah. Yeah, that would be great,
Yeah.
especially where it's on Zoom.
Mm-hmm.
That's my birthday, and I think Gail's
Oh,
got
that's
something
right.
funny in
Oh,
it.
okay.
That's right. Happy birthday. 37?
Yeah?
Yeah. Oh, no, 73.
No, that's me.
Well, happy birthday
Okay,
tomorrow.
thank you very much.
And we do have an RDA for some work that is going to be happening on Central Street behind Wilson's. They're going to be doing some test pits, and they want to lay some metal sheets, over a culvert to access the lot.
Is that lot that we were talking about a few months ago?
Yep.
We
Okay.
did do an RDA on the
Okay.
wetlands on that lot, so it's the
Okay.
same applicants, the same, same
Okay.
people, yep.
Okay.
So. Okay, so that's kinda it. Maplewood, the only new thing that I know about Maplewood is that one of the reasons it's taking so long is the agreement that they have with the town about how the testing happens. The company that tests for the town takes a long time to get the results back, and they keep losing opportunities. Somebody else buys the dirt before they get
Yeah.
approval. They came and talked to the select board a couple weeks ago. I don't know if anything has come of it, but that's what I know about why it's taking so long.
Well, there were trucks coming down this past week.
Yep,
Mm.
yep. So,
Would a different company get results faster?
well, I think that's what, I believe that's what they were asking the select board to allow them to investigate. But,
It's so hard to get people. That's probably the issue, is that they don't have enough people to do the testing, and so it's,
right, because I don't know that this was always the issue.
I don't think so.
Yeah.
But there's so many people, so many roles that just are so hard to fill.
Yep. Dirt tester.
Mhm.
And Highland Ridge, I don't think there's been a monitoring report since our last meeting.
No, and we also haven't received any messages on how the roads look at the end of the workday or anything like that.
Yeah, no pictures or any of those promised items.
I was gonna say, I thought we were gonna be seeing emails on that.
Daily. Yeah. If you could try to swing by once in a while
Mhm.
at the end of the day, that would be awesome.
Yeah.
Yep, just to kind of get an idea. And no Alex Para. We'll do a Verizon site walk report and then the community, and then your community garden stuff. And then unless there's something else, I think we're done. What's that?
This is the
packet?
RDA.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maddie, I found from last month the list of,
Oh, okay.
the thing, do you need that? Or do you
Yeah,
already
I'll
have
take
it?
that.
Yeah, we could talk about Earth Day. all right?
Okay.
Yeah.
Yep. All right, so you guys went on the site walk with the Verizon rep
Yep.
on.
You want him, you want me?
Go ahead.
Yeah, we went up, met with an engineer and someone else, and it's completely different than what I thought they might want. You know, I was thinking way up on the hill where there's a piece of land that I don't think is conservation, but it belonged to Berlin. And I wasn't thinking of two things. Number one, you had to put a road all the way up through there, but then what they don't want that. They want to just go above the field, 100 yards into the woods, if that. And they'd have to build a road up there, put that stuff in. So I'm not as keen on it as I was about what it would do, the impact to that natural area, but anything. What do you got to add?
And you had said that you don't think that there's a CR on that property.
On Rattlesnake Hill, correct.
So, I don't, that was a surprise.
Oh, in other words, you think it's privately owned?
No, we
So,
own it.
right, we hold some conservation land that doesn't have a CR on top of it. It's just designated as conservation land in the town.
Should we put CRs on? Is it
Maddie
not-
and I were talking about that.
Who holds the CR?
There is no, who would hold the
Yeah.
CR?
SVT?
Probably.
Yeah,
I'm
they
sure.
They hold it on all our others that we've
Right.
done.
Oh, do they
Yeah.
really? Okay.
Well, they co-hold it. We hold it with
Yeah,
them.
yeah.
Right.
Right.
Even if
Yeah.
they don't own any of the land?
They own some, I think.
Right, like, I mean, so Pisgah, they don't own any of the land, but they co-hold the CR.
And why is that?
It adds an additional layer of protection.
Right.
Okay.
Right, because if for some reason the political environment were such in town
Gotcha.
that we petition the State House to overturn a CR and the State House agreed, SVT would also have to agree.
Yeah, okay.
And
That
they're
makes
never
sense.
gonna do that.
Yeah.
Yeah, they own land on Lancaster Road, don't they? They own land on Lancaster
Yeah,
Road.
40 Caves,
Garfield
right?
40
Woods, I
Caves.
think.
Do they own some of that? Do they own
They have
some?
a sign there.
Right, right, because they monitor it for us and manage it and such, but,
Just like Mount Pisgah,
Right.
the new Horseshoe Pond, they
right, exactly.
have their kiosk.
Yep,
Yeah.
There's a duck box out in there now.
I heard.
We were-
The,
we were on-
the 2
We were
days
out
we
on
had
thin
ice
ice.
Yeah.
Yeah,
this winter.
we were on thin ice, let me say that.
I bet, I bet.
Yeah.
Was it creaking?
No, we actually, there was one spot, it was pretty good, AJ found it, but other areas you couldn't even step off the shore on it.
Yeah.
Even after that, those couple of cool days.
So Verizon,
Well, they want to get it behind the cover of trees so that it's less visible
okay,
from the road, even though the top of the tower would be visible or it wouldn't be effective. But they said going way up the top of the hill would maybe gain them 10 feet. And they didn't see the point of that because they need to run power from those power lines that run across the field.
I see. So kind of finding the sweet spot of
Yep.
cost effectively running power and getting the height that they need.
Right, and he said that the height isn't as big an issue because the slope on that land is fairly gentle anyway.
Right.
It's less of an issue than having to run a road another quarter mile and power that far.
Right.
So he said he thought they could have the proposal ready by March 15th.
Okay.
If we found out, had a number what we're gonna get out of them, that might end the discussion right now, you know, but if we don't, I'd be wanting to get some good money out of that.
Right.
I think Steve was right on that thing down in South Berlin where we allowed them to put in that rope swings and everything, you know. Steve was dead against that, and I thought, well, we'll get some money, we'll get $10,000. Totally, so, I don't wanna get in another one of those, but
Right.
Was that a
Didn't we
one-time?
find out though that it wouldn't come
What?
to us?
Was
it
that a
would come to the
one-time
town?
payment?
Yeah.
no, every year.
Oh,
We
okay.
get we get a percent of
Okay.
the annual take. And it was like 10 grand last year.
Where'd that go to?
The general fund.
Oh, okay.
Yep. Um,
Yeah, we could, we could probably get it directed to us, but for 10 grand a year, I don't know if it's worth the fight.
A real good point there.
yeah.
Um,
So when are we going to, I mean, we're holding the cards here, like, we want to negotiate, what do we think?
Well,
We talk about it.
I don't believe we get to negotiate with them. I believe they're going to negotiate with the select board, and we can also negotiate with the select board.
Right, okay. Well, I mean, there's nothing says that we can't, you know, what would we have to get to okay it? The selectmen could okay it above us, but I mean, what would you think on that?
I would have to see what they're even offering. I really have no idea what that kind of thing even goes for.
This is our piece of land up there. Looks beautiful. What would you have to get in order to have that scape up there, the road going up to it and the tower up there and everything else?
Right. Yeah, I don't think that I could put a dollar amount on it. It would have to be, I mean, I don't know.
I mean, I wouldn't, if we couldn't get 40 grand out of it, I would be against it.
Right.
Last time you said 50. Where's this land again? Like roughly?
Boylston Road,
Yeah.
Okay, is it near Five Corners?
past
It's-
Five
yeah,
Corners,
just past.
Okay.
It's a
straight
mile
through.
beyond it.
Okay.
Right. Right. I would have to have a visual of, you know, whether a drawing or whatever of what the road would look like. What are they talking about for that too?
Did he say 15 feet wide?
What's that?
Did he say 15 feet?
I didn't catch it when
Right.
he said the width, but gotta get a big crane up there, you know, to get
Right.
that stuff up there.
And is it going to come straight in off of Boylston Road, or are they going to be able to come in off of Larkin, or?
They're coming off of Boylston Road and go down and up and then kind of an angle up, you know, diagonally up across the top. That's what we're
Right.
talking about, but I mentioned that wouldn't be good, so they could go around all around the edge and down the Gateway and double the length of it.
Right. Right.
Make
Yeah,
it
we'll just have to see what they propose and go from there. Poor Louise. Hope she's okay.
It's that time of year.
Yeah.
Everybody's kind of got a cough.
Yep. All right, so are they on the agenda for the 15th? Or
Not yet. They haven't contacted us specifically about that. We discussed that, and it came to. I said typically first and third Wednesdays of the month. They said, I don't think we can be ready by the 1st. We're not going to have a meeting anyway.
Yep.
But I said, you just have to contact the Conservation Commission and ask to be added to the agenda.
Right.
So I'm trying to get the map up of it.
Yeah, and it looked like they sent over like copies of proposals that they've sent to other towns, just to give us
Yep.
an idea of,
Right.
I started
What
going
it
through those, but they're
yeah.
they're a mess
We
Yeah.
gonna discuss that?
Yes.
if we have time.
Yep. They're a mess as far as,
They're just very complex. And
Yeah.
yeah.
a lot of it, is really for.
You okay?
Yeah, I think so.
I think
Okay.
it's a very technical document.
Right.
So here's where we park down along, and there's a little entry right there. It's very low. And then we were looking at these as possible. This is the actual Rattlesnake Hill. The summit
The peak,
is
yeah.
on private land.
Okay.
But Walter and I had scouted these two spots. They came in, they walked across the field, here's the power line, and they said, this is where we want to put it. So I marked that on my, I set a waypoint on my
Okay.
map. So you can see it's pretty darn close to the easement for the power line there.
Yeah.
And that's, so the road would come in and kind of angle across.
Right.
So it's on the south side of 62?
Yeah, here,
Yeah. So here's 62,
Mm-hmm.
and it's this location, this lower X.
Okay.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Yeah. So you see the right
Yeah.
away for the
the guy's
power
name's
line.
Igor,
Yeah, so it
right?
must be right around
E-G-O-R.
Yep.
You've
Yep.
got all this.
Yep.
You've got
Oh, yeah,
copies.
there's that field right there.
Yep.
Okay. All right.
Yep. All right. All right.
So hopefully we'll hear something and they'll get on the agenda for either the second or the third Wednesday of March, or it'll be into April before we can hear them out.
Okay. Yep. Awesome. Thanks for going, you guys.
I was looking for deer sign, I didn't.
There was plenty.
Oh, I bet.
And
Sure
coyote.
was.
A lot of coyote tracks.
Awesome. All right. Do you want to talk about the community garden? AJ?
Sure. I went over there, took up little measurements. My gut said, let's do a third of the garden this year, and maybe a third next year, or maybe finish it next year. And I think our window of opportunity for that is the month of April.
Okay.
Although some of the cultivars could be removed earlier and potted and given away somewhere. But I think that daffodils are probably not a valuable pollinator plant. They're not in any of the lists I looked up. And so on the second page of that, I actually did a little drawing. I blew up the 1/3 portion of it and did a little drawing and entered in some possible plants over and above the kit. I didn't know if you'd ordered the kit yet. So
Okay.
I just,
Yep.
but there's some very good plants in the kit, and you can see there's a lot of space. You know what I outlined there is just kind of a guideline.
Right.
Some of the shorter plants like the Asclepias and Monarda and stuff in the front, and then up against the wall the taller things like the Jerusalem artichokes and the cup plant.
Right.
I should talk in common names, not the Latin. And then in between all that, in all that blue space, there are some real good pollinator ground covers that are also soil enhancers that we could use. And I think we probably ought to do some ground cover stuff. Some of
Sure, it would certainly help with
the
the weeding.
clovers, yeah,
Yeah,
Right.
and so on.
So what are some of the ground covers that you,
You know, there's some real invasive ones, but there are a number of clovers that are pretty well behaved. And Sweet William and I think Woodruff is another one that are decent. Decent ground covers, fairly well behaved, and are beneficial to insects, not just pollinators, but other insects as well.
yeah, yeah, I think that would be good.
yeah, Woodruff,
Beneficial.
Woodruff can be aggressive.
Yeah,
But
Money
it's so
wart.
pretty.
yeah, yeah. And there are others. There are
Yeah.
others. Blue stem and some of the other. I mean, we could put
Yeah,
grasses
some
in
grasses
there.
would be
Yeah.
nice.
And some of the grasses, some of the more robust grasses with the largest stalks, are winter havens for insect larvae
Right,
or insects that overwinter in the stems of some plants.
right.
So the sky's the limit. I just kind of made a draft of what we might do,
Sure.
and I wanted to talk about ground covers. I think the next page says.
Right, so
There's
did you take into consideration drought tolerance?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, and actually, most of those plants are plants I'm familiar with from the prairie in the Midwest,
Right,
and drought tolerance is a big deal there.
okay.
Jerusalem artichokes, actually I read that they are one of the first plants that first Americans cultivated.
Really?
Really?
Yeah,
Huh. I don't know that I've ever seen a Jerusalem artichoke plant.
yeah, they're about 10, 11 feet tall, and they have a
Holy cow.
little yellow flower and a lot of seeds.
Right.
For the nuthatches and chickadees and what's the other one? Finches, like that.
Yeah, the
Interesting.
juncos.
But you can actually eat the roots. They're you,
Now,
you
if it ha-
harvest them and prepare them.
Yeah, no,
like potatoes.
I knew of them as a food. I
Yeah.
just
Yeah.
had never heard of planting them
They're-
as a.
There are a few over there, and they're pretty darn aggressive if you don't look out.
They're over there. Well, that's what I was
think
going to
there
ask.
are some over there.
If they have a lot of seeds, are they aggressive?
Yeah, but they're mostly they're aggressive through their tubers.
Okay.
So what I have to do in my garden is dig out the tubers every year to keep them at, confined a little bit.
Right.
But boy, do they bloom. Although this drought, the cup plant bloomed a lot heavier than the Jerusalem artichokes this last year. They were stunted and
When we moved to town, South Berlin, there was a Jerusalem artichoke about the size of this room, two
Come
of
on.
them, then went out in the field and took 40 years to get rid of them.
yeah,
Wow.
you have to keep after them.
I guess you do.
Well, we don't have to plant them.
I was gonna
We're
say,
not
that's
Yeah,
locked into
that-
might be a little too much maintenance.
Yeah.
I'm gonna look them up though, I'm trying to think what these look like.
Yeah, they used to grow, we had some on the property on West Street at one time.
I don't think they're as bad as the Japanese knotweed.
Oh, that's terrible.
Right.
I
Sure.
really every year I just spend hours on that stuff.
Yeah. Yep.
Well,
Looks
Yeah.
pretty.
there's just some options.
That's not what I was thinking it was.
Yeah.
I was thinking it was something different.
Pretty tall and
Oh.
a flower not
Yeah,
not
I've
that different
definitely
than a
seen
Rebecca.
those. I didn't know that that's what those were.
Yeah.
So, I mean, how long could you let them go and kind of,
I get after mine every year. Otherwise, they're crowding out other plants.
if we planted them in a certain area, kind of away, would we have a few years of, I'm just thinking in terms of like, limited resources to go work
On
on
the
the
next
garden.
page, I put in there. Do we want to?
Yeah, I remember
When we
seeing
do
some
this,
of
do we
those.
want to
Yeah.
add some edging along between the grass and the garden? Because the grass is constantly creeping into the garden.
Yeah.
Right.
That'll help a little bit. It won't eliminate it. But what I've done in my yard on a few cases is to keep things out of my trees, my fruit trees. I made hexagonal shaped edgings in my shop and plopped them down, dug them down a little bit.
Right.
It's helped quite a bit.
Made
I
of
don't get
what?
many.
What'd you make them out of?
Rough cut pine. Just
Oh, okay.
pine I got from Dave.
Right.
So I don't have a picture of them, but,
What
you
kind
know,
of edging do you have in mind?
wood, yeah, just, 6, 7 years, 8 with treated, but I am not a fan of treated in the environment,
Right.
if I can avoid it, so I think
If,
6 or 7 years.
Compare the labor of that to just taking a flat nose shovel and
Yeah.
strip it along there.
Yeah, that-
I mean, it's easy enough to do.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
But if you start replacing a barrier every few years and stuff, it's different.
Yeah,
Right.
that's
And I guess I would.
why I brought it up as a question.
Right, I would say probably not in that we want to encourage people to like bring their kids down and show them the plants and stuff, and I don't want to put a tripping hazard or a visual barrier
Mhm.
to say stay out.
Yeah. Yeah,
So,
That's fine.
yep,
With the
Saved you
Jerusalem
some work.
artichokes, I think we could maybe surround them with something. It might help because
Yeah,
they creep through those tubers pretty
Right,
aggressively.
right.
We went down 8 inches.
right. Yeah, we might need to do something different than those, so.
That's fine.
Yep.
They are native.
There's-
That's,
Yeah, I'm surprised. I feel like I haven't really seen these. I don't know why. I thought it was something different.
you know, I'm betting to harvest them. Walter might know this. To harvest them might be a whole lot more work than, you know, the juice isn't worth the squeeze.
Right.
I don't know.
Yep.
I probably
dug
have
a few
seen these
up
and
and
thought there was something else.
cooked them up like, carrots or
Roast
something.
them,
and
yeah.
Right. Yep.
I have not eaten any yet, but I will this year. 'Cause,
Because you have a lot.
yeah, well, my research said these might be interesting to try.
Right. So we may, I mean, we can certainly buy some plants. So maybe we do a couple more butterfly bushes, kind of have some bigger, upright visual, or, you know, something like that.
Well, and one of the things I was looking at, like the sedums are late bloomers.
Yep.
I want to add asters, but I didn't have time to research which asters are native to this area. I know the wood aster is, but it's not going to like that open space. It's going to want to be in the forest.
Right.
And it's
Right.
not a prolific bloomer.
Right.
But there are some asters that bloom like crazy, and they're great for open and dry
Right.
spaces.
Yeah.
They're like 24 different varieties of asters
Yeah, a lot of them grow
in
naturally.
Massachusetts.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've
Yeah.
got a lot of them in my yard.
Yeah. And some are mid-season bloomers, and some are very late.
Yep.
So this was just as a step to getting this maybe
Perfect.
off the ground a little bit.
Yep.
And
Yep.
and you know, Earth Week or Earth Day is in April too. So that's
Right.
like I said. Right now, I think it'd be a good time to dig out some of those bulbs, throw them in pots, and let them sprout in the pots. And
The other thing you want to think about, AJ, we're all enthused about this. You're a worker. You get down there and do things. I help you out a little bit. But, you know, as we turn over, I mean, this is the thing. This is going to have constant attention every year. Going in and,
I will say a lot of these plants, though, you could kind of, I don't want to say set them and forget them, but like the black-eyed Susans and the, bee balm,
Echinacea.
and a lot
Right.
of that stuff.
I was thinking
It
more.
will move
well,
itself
I,
around,
Right.
Yeah.
but
I
it
was
will.
thinking more of the weeds and
Yeah.
everything that
Yeah.
gets in it.
Yeah.
I'm not, the flowers are all right, but I mean,
Well, if we can get enough
Oh.
flowers, then we can choke out the weeds.
Right. That's my way of gardening.
yeah, right now it's pretty messy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, yes, with their, especially the past couple of years with COVID, we had
Yeah.
even less attention
yeah.
paid
Yeah, it's
to it
mostly just
than.
been us going there once
Yeah.
a year. And
Yep.
we went
You know, a good
last year and the year
good
before.
waiting
We did get
in
there once a year.
late May, early
Yeah.
June, and not a lot else is going to happen in the summer.
Well, that's
Right.
the trouble. Even like I think one year, maybe it was the first year of COVID, it got like rained out, and then we never got back to it. Or maybe
Right. Yeah. I
it
don't
was
think we
got-
did anything 2020.
Yeah,
Right.
Well, I didn't know it even existed till I got on the commission.
yeah.
I didn't know it was. I didn't know it was
see,
our
that,
garden.
as an
Yeah.
example, what do we
Yeah.
we do all
Right.
that work? And
Yeah.
The only expert in the group never even saw it. Did
I will
she,
say,
when
if
you
we
went
could get
by,
more
did she
plants
even
down there
say,
to choke that out.
geez,
I
is
think
that a
that'd be
garden?
good.
Yes.
You never even
Yeah.
noticed.
Yep.
Yeah, I saw it, but
Especially where we
didn't
have
process
someone
it.
willing to do all the planning and,
Yeah.
yeah. Because I'll go down and dig holes and put plants in them, but, you know, all of the work you've already done on
Yeah.
this. Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think it's going to be great, and I have ordered the kit, so we'll be able to add.
Well,
the-
and I didn't put those plants in here, but yeah,
Right.
that's part of the.
Did you already
Yeah.
start a lot of these from seed, or is that part of the?
Well, I've cup plant that's come up in a number of places around my yard, even though I have one clump that I focused
Okay.
on. I have Liatris. Liatris is more. They often refer to it as a nativar because it has been cultivated. It's a native plant that's been pretty well cultivated, but it still has the same benefits for native insects. It's
Okay.
a real prolific bloomer.
Yeah.
It's just the season is about 3 weeks or 4 weeks,
Mm-hmm.
but it blooms real. It's real dependable. It's not very tall. It's a mid-season bloomer. Some stuff is early, like the columbine. I think I listed columbine on there as one option. Some of that stuff blooms pretty early. Some of the stuff blooms for much of the season, like the
Right,
sweet
it's
woodruff
kind
and
of
so on.
columbine, black-eyed Susan,
Yeah.
coneflower,
Mhm.
and then the bee balm summer, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've got a lot of black-eyed Susan.
And then the
It just
asters
grows
would be
all over.
most
Well,
of them are late
exactly.
bloomer.
Unless you deadhead it, it will
Right.
just kind of move
Mhm.
itself around to where
Right.
it's
Which
happiest.
honestly, I think is fine down there. I don't think we
I'm-
have to have it organized. I'd
No.
be fine with stuff just kind of growing and.
Well,
replacing
in
the
nature,
leaves.
that's what it is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
Yep.
So.
It naturalizes.
Yeah.
Yes.
So
Yeah.
the thing is, move away from some of the relatively non-beneficial cultivars like daylilies and daffodils, which I love both of them, but not for
A
this
pollinator.
purpose.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
And move away from those and toward more native stuff. And yeah, like you said, just let
Yeah.
Right.
it take over.
Yep.
But I get not wanting the Jerusalem artichokes.
Right.
Yeah.
They will take over.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Exactly. And
They'll
we
be
don't-
running the general
we don't,
store.
We don't want to do that to ourselves, and we
Well,
don't want to
yeah.
do it to the next people that are going to come along and take
Yeah.
care of this. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
All right.
Everything else looks good though.
Yeah.
I think.
Excellent.
Oh, and I was able to download this wonderful garden and lawn toolkit, landscape design, management support, pollinator species at risk in eastern Massachusetts. And there's a lot of stuff in here. I just got it today.
Awesome. Where'd you?
So I think I found it as a link on SVT.
Oh, probably. If you could forward the link, that would be great.
Yep. Okay.
Very cool. Yeah, and if we think we want to do any hardscaping in there also, some stone path through there or something.
Sure. That'd be a real nice addition to the
Yeah.
design.
Yeah.
We can use native stone.
Yeah.
Kind of.
Yeah.
I think it'd be nice to make it a place where people go and
Yeah.
walk.
Yeah.
And somebody put a real nice bench down.
I know. I hear
Maybe they'll
he's.
put another one down there.
Yeah.
I've been looking for ends
Yeah.
to build some more of those, but
Yeah,
boy,
maybe we could get somebody to put a birdhouse up there. I know somebody.
speaking of which, I know somebody who makes bird.
I know someone who makes birdhouses, yeah. What about any, so I was thinking about anything with fruits or berries or whatever. And they've got blueberry here, like a high bush blueberry.
Mhm.
I don't know how that would do in the dry, though.
Does it get
Yeah.
much sun there too?
I
They
think
like their feet wet.
Right,
Well, medium at least.
right.
They will tolerate wet feet.
I think this, out from under that tree that's over
Okay.
the,
The pignut
The-
hickory, the great big tree.
right.
I think it's a
Um,
pignut hickory.
I think you're right, yeah. Other than that, I think it does get a lot of sun.
Yeah, most of the garden does.
Yep.
While we're on this topic of gardens there, when you go down through the field, on the right side, there are two butternut trees.
Oh,
You know, they're big around. I've cleared around both of them a couple of times, but it's an open area and they're nicely shaped trees, a couple of beautiful trees, so, I know, clean up underneath them a little bit and put something flowering that you can see from way up the road, you know.
Yeah.
Right.
Or have the little path go down along it so they can see them.
There is one struggling red osier dogwood there that gets berries, but it is so weak. I think it's just, and they like their feet wet too, and I think it was just too dry for it. There are a couple of other things in there that produce. Well, down below there's an old apple tree, but it does produce fruit.
Right, I think it's wet, like in that field,
Damp, yeah.
the field
Are
below.
those the two that are out in the field?
Yeah.
I put those
Did you?
down. Yeah.
Yeah.
Those
Um,
came from the association, there's a group trying to, they're chestnut trees.
Oh.
A couple of chestnut trees in there.
Oh, that's right, there was, the
Yeah.
town ordered a whole bunch of
Oh, cool.
Right.
chestnuts to try and, that was a long time ago,
It was.
yeah.
Oh, that's cool.
But they're doing quite well. I'm kind of happy with it. They're kind of a hybrid American chestnut and Chinese or something. I don't
Yeah.
know.
Yeah, disease resistant.
Yeah. Yeah, this is great. If you could send forward the link,
Yeah.
that would be awesome.
Yeah.
All right. Is
Well,
that
we're
it
on-
on the garden?
We're on our way anyway.
Yes, well on our way, thank you.
Now, the other thing, if I may, while we're on this stuff, down in our 10-acre field that we bought across from Spooky World there, that was a beautiful vista, years ago. And nice stone walls. And now it's all you can't, if you're driving along in the summer, you can't see the field. So I would like to, if I can find somebody with a chipper to work with me, clean that out so you get that nice vista down through there. Anybody have a problem with that?
No.
Okay. If I get the time and I don't want to just cut it all down and leave it lay there, so
Right.
let's see what we can do.
Make a few piles maybe. Would the town come through and chip it up?
We would have to ask
Yeah,
yeah.
permission
Yeah.
for that, but
In the
it
old-
doesn't mean they won't,
Yeah,
it just means
yeah.
we have to ask.
Sure.
In the old days, they would have.
Yeah, I know, we're up against.
Yep.
Well, now everybody counts their shekels, and I think it's probably a pretty good idea. Keep track of the taxpayers' dollars.
Yep.
Thank you. I'll shut up.
Earth Day?
Earth Day,
Oh, boy.
Mm-hmm.
yes.
Okay. All right, do you want,
I can start with what little I did, but I
Yeah.
reached out to Lawrence Oley, and she said she and her family are gonna be gone that week.
right,
Oh,
saw
it's a school
that.
vacation week?
yeah.
Yeah. Yep.
Probably.
Yep.
Probably April break.
What's that?
Right.
It'll be April 22nd would be our
22nd,
cleanup day.
right.
So
Which is
thinking
a
of
Saturday.
that, though,
Cleanup.
if it is school vacation week, do we want to do it on a different day so we get more families? 'Cause we get a lot of families.
Do we get a lot of families? That's what I was gonna ask.
I feel like when I've been over at the.
We do, I think, I think we do, but not a large number, I mean.
Oh, okay. I mean,
Yeah.
Right, because it feels dangerous
Right.
True.
to
Well,
do
that's-
with kids, like.
yeah, you're right.
Yeah, I think we need to work on that, like last year, Route 62 didn't get done from the center.
Not at all.
It's too.
To Hudson.
Nobody's gonna want to do it.
Right,
Right.
There are
It's
three
tough.
big black trash bags there now
Right, yeah.
along Route
Right.
62 that somebody just dumped. They just
Really?
Just
disappeared.
dumped it there.
Uh,
Big.
no, so we were thinking, last year the
Might
highway
be a body in
department and the police department helped out, so
Mhm.
I'm thinking we should contact them again and see what they wanna do. Cause they could probably escort somebody on Route 62, particularly the police department. We'd like to get together with Lawrence, and because she's got the bags and the signs and all that stuff. And then,
Yeah, actually, if you could ask if we can still use the parking lot as a staging area,
Mhm.
even though they'll be gone.
Right,
Or could we do it here at town offices?
Well,
We
we
could-
did it here at the town offices one time, so we could do that.
Okay.
Because we'd have access to.
Sure.
Right, yeah,
Restrooms and stuff.
right.
Yeah.
The other thing I think, there are a few people that keep going around all the time.
Mm-hmm.
So I was thinking we should contact them and see like if they would like to be a captain for a certain area,
Sure.
get
That
some
would be
people-
great, yeah.
Yeah, there's a couple that I've seen out a number of times, so they're all over the place, so it isn't like they're picking up their front yard.
Right, well, Bob Blair goes out a lot, so
Yeah,
I'd like to
he-
get
Oh,
him.
Bob does, yeah.
Yeah.
Right, and he mentioned that there was somebody that was doing his territories, so get the two of them together.
We're gonna have turf wars.
Yeah, right, and, there's somebody there are people that do Randall Road, so, contact them and say,
Yeah.
will you take responsibility?
Sure. Yep.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, that would be great.
Mm-hmm.
Awesome. Yep. And then I think as far as highway and fire, I mean, police, you can contact them directly, but I think officially we have to ask Kristen.
Okay.
So,
Now, I do think that the police put something in their budget to work on Earth Day for this year.
oh, that would be great.
So, right, all right, so I'll.
Yeah, see what you can find out, but I
Mhm.
do think that the official permission has to come from Kristen,
Right,
so,
That's nice
yeah,
of them.
all right, so I'll meet
Yeah.
with her on that.
yeah,
Right.
Yep.
And, the highway department will pick up any bags that they see,
yeah, they're always great about that.
right,
Yep,
Yeah, well, they'll do that year round.
yeah.
yep.
Oh, do you wanna talk about your idea of the pile?
And Louis came up with a real good solution on that. As we pick these things up, and they're going to end up at the transfer point eventually. I was thinking we get them all in one place, pile them up, take a photo, and use that as a PR. This is what it takes. So
Right.
quit throwing your stuff out. But I don't think it's
I don't
Berlin
think it's
residents either.
Right.
We could-
But just to highlight that.
Yeah, well, if you pile up several bales of hay.
Underneath
and
it,
put your trash
you
on
really get, or maybe a fire truck.
Right, yeah.
Bury a fire truck under it. I don't know. It'd really be big. But if Louise came up with the idea. Well, why don't we just make the pile at the transfer point, and then when we get
Yeah.
our picture, in the dumpster.
Right,
Oh, I think that's a great
Yeah.
idea.
And we don't have to handle it again.
yeah.
Right,
And I
right.
think there's somebody new running the transfer station.
Yeah,
Stan.
Stan Rogolinsky is now.
Right,
Oh, did
the-
they get somebody?
Yeah,
Where's
Steve?
where
all
does
right,
he
so I
live?
can talk.
Stan, he
Stan.
lives a house or two away from Steve Beard.
Okay.
Barbara Crackhart's son-in-law.
Oh, okay. Yep.
Did
Yeah.
Pete retire?
Hmm?
Sort of.
Sort of.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I'll leave that alone.
Right, yeah, so we can contact him and see, if he would be okay with that.
Yeah, yeah. I bet he would be
Mhm.
open to helping us out
Right.
with that. Yeah, that would be great.
Yeah, and if we, yeah. So
Cool.
I don't know if that's a big deal or not, but it seemed to me.
The pictures from Earth Day when they get posted on Facebook always get tons and
Yeah.
tons of attention.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. People
and-
notice.
yeah,
They love seeing the big pile of nip bottles too.
right.
Mm-hmm,
Yeah.
okay. All
All
right, so
right.
I'll start checking into stuff, because you're gonna be gone next
Awesome.
week.
Yeah, next week, but
Yeah.
Awesome. All right. And then I guess the only other thing that I just remembered, I sent out an email today. Laura Matai had sent AJ and I an email. So UMass Amherst does a project every year, a 3-day workshop. It's like a camp for grown-ups. I'm so excited. I already sent my application in. I sent it in today. At the Harvard Forest
Mhm.
for 3 days in
Yeah, I saw
April.
that.
Yep. So,
They're gonna put you up there?
yeah,
Oh, good.
yep. You should apply
Yeah.
also.
Mhm.
Yep.
Yeah, I saw that email. I was like, oh, I could look into that.
Yeah, yep.
But
And
it said, they're gonna pick and choose because, right,
Yeah,
it's
it's
limited.
competitive.
so
it
they-
is competitive, yeah.
Yeah. Let a couple, yeah, you two apply from Berlin, hopefully one of you gets it.
Right, right, and yes,
Is there a fee?
$50.
Well,
Yeah, yep. So yes, the fee
Looking
was
for the
not
email.
anything.
Yeah.
I mean, I would
No.
even pay it, like if I had to. To spend 3 days in the Harvard Forest, like I'm just like, oh God, pick me, pick me, pick me.
You been up there?
I haven't.
It's nice.
I've heard.
Yep.
Yeah. So,
Where's that from here?
You said Petersham.
out Route
Right.
2. West.
West.
Yeah, like an hour west.
Cool.
Yep.
That's about how far it is, right? Like an hour or so.
Yeah,
45
maybe
minutes?
a little bit longer.
Oh, is it longer? Is it past 91? I thought it was.
No, I
east
don't think
of.
it's past 91.
Yeah, okay. I thought it was
Right,
east of.
it's like from where Route 2 turns into one lane each way,
Yeah.
but before 91
Yep.
in
Okay.
that stretch.
Yeah.
Yeah.
now, some of them are webinars, right?
Not this particular thing. This is so that is the MACC stuff.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Yep. Oh yeah. Did you sign up for?
So I haven't signed up for them yet, but coming
For
up
the-
in
they got-
March.
for the
it-
conference.
Yeah, they've got another.
Oh no, I have not signed up. For
Okay.
that.
You should do that. Yeah. Because that's all virtual this year, right?
Right. Is it a weekend though? Is it? I think it's during the week, right?
Oh, it might be.
Yeah.
Yeah, some of
Because
those
usually
things are
they
tough.
do it on a Saturday when they do it in
Yeah.
person.
Like the fall one was
Yeah.
on a Saturday. Yeah.
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 Okay.
I'm not seeing a date for that thing though.
It's
It was like
April
16th or
like 13,
Yeah.
14, 15.
I know
Something like
Grace
that.
has
It's like
another
whatever
week
that
off
Thursday to
school about
Sunday
that.
is.
I have
Right.
to be.
Mhm.
I have to be on my toes.
Yes.
But I don't. I think it's the following. Which is
Right.
I can't say.
So yeah, so I think that's all I have. I always remember stuff after we close the meeting, so
I was
whatever.
going to say, I have two questions. On
Okay.
the $100 reimbursement, are we doing budget account or
I
do we
think
do open
so.
space?
Well, can we take it out of the donated money because it's for the garden?
Why don't we do that?
That's true. There you go.
That's why I wanted to.
Yeah,
Yeah.
good call.
Let's start including that because otherwise, if
'Cause
we
then-
don't, we'd never remember it.
Right.
I know.
It's true.
That's a good one.
Yeah.
And then the other question was, so that remember I was saying there was a discrepancy on the wetlands account. It's $112.50, which is like a ANRAD filing fee kind of thing. Does anybody remember? I was looking through my emails from what I scanned. I don't remember. I vaguely remember one, but I couldn't find the documentation.
So for ANRADS, we
Maybe not
had
a
we
bit.
had Lancaster Road, but I don't think that was that much.
I saw one for $67.50 and then another one for something else, but it wasn't one. I feel like we did have. It might not have been an ANRAD, but it was like that kind of thing, like a
filing
NOI
of some
or.
some.
So I don't know if we had, because I know.
It should be. They should be in the minutes. Do you want to?
Oh, that's true.
Use
Maybe
your.
I'll go
your-
back. I can go back through the minutes. I'll
Okay.
look.
Okay,
I'll go
all
back
right,
through the
let me know
minutes.
if you want me to look.
Okay,
Right. Louise is great at
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
that's a good idea.
Yeah. And you only have to go back to July.
Yeah.
Or the last time
Yeah.
you were in agreement with the account.
So July.
Okay.
Okay,
All right.
that's all I've got. So can I make a motion to close the meeting?
I got it.
Oh, oh.
Oh,
Oh,
sorry.
so close.
Sorry.
Go for it.
So we did have that email between you and Jen about 76 Ball Hill Road
Oh, yeah.
and Lot 9. Was that something you want to
Oh,
discuss?
yeah. Thank you. Forgot about that. Wish I had How many know, you got Ball Hill Road and Captiva Roads on your left?
Yep.
Mhm.
You all got that? Well, as you start in Captiva Road, there's an empty lot right there, between there and another house. This house looked into wanting to buy it one time. They wanted to plant trees or something, but anyway, it goes in and then it goes back quite a ways, and I was looking at it on the map, and eventually, you know, possibly we should pick that one up because Jen has a 10-acre lot. I think it's about 10 acres, the one she wants to, which one are you talking about?
Jennifer Francisco.
I know the guy who wanted to buy that, John
She
Glumac.
was on the
Okay.
commission
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
for a little while.
He talked to me about it, but he just said, gee, I'd really like to buy that.
Well,
Did you say it's at the end
He's
of
a beekeeper.
Captiva or at the Ball Hill Road?
No,
Right,
it's
I
at the Ball
couldn't
Hill
find the
Road.
10-acre, I couldn't find her 10-acre part, so she doesn't own the corner.
no, she owns another lot there. She doesn't own the corner, but she owns behind it to her house, all in between there.
Right, I thought she lived
Parallel.
across the street, so I was a little
She
off.
lives on the left-hand side of Ball.
If you go beyond what we're talking about, Captiva, it's the first house on the left, I think.
After Captiva.
Yeah,
Wasn't that Jermaine's house?
no, that's up further. I'm thinking, see it on this map. Anyway, she called me and wanted to know if we'd be interested in buying it, and I said I'd run it by you, and thank you, Addie, for reminding me.
So this is on the south corner of
And it-
Captiva and Ball Hill Road?
It's right here.
Is it,
Yeah,
is it this,
There's-
Walter?
right,
This is
Yeah,
Captiva
oops,
Road.
excuse me.
right.
So
Yeah,
if you
this
turn
is-
in there,
This is the
this is the
vacant
first
lot
house.
that we
That's
own,
John
tax,
Glumac.
the town owns.
This is the piece.
Oops, shoot.
Sorry.
Right.
Oh, he's got the big man.
Alright, we'll just go with
This-
this one.
Yeah.
Where am I?
Should be
Right
near.
here, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
Okay.
yeah, there it is.
Here's, this, by the way, is, horse farm we were just talking about.
Maplewood.
Maplewood. Now, there's Captiva, and then this sort of odd-looking lot that wraps around those houses, we own. And then there's,
Wait. No, we don't, that's
Yep.
the one we own that?
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
the
go
town
on.
owns it.
Well,
We
yeah.
don't. So then that big lot, the lot, this one that goes all the way back to our land, comes out to the road,
That's-
Jen owns. I think her house is on this lot, but I think this is the one, you know, she was talking about. It's all wet. I don't
Right,
think
I
you
know
can
it.
build in there.
Yeah.
Right,
But it'd be a nice connection, you know.
sure.
I like linkages, you know.
Yep,
So that would be nice through there.
There used to be all high bush blueberries in there.
Yeah,
right. So, if the answer, if you know a number, don't say it, but has she said anything about any kind of number?
No, but if, so, I get the impression we're interested, depending on the number, right?
So on Mass Mapper, it shows buildings on that lot, though.
Right, I thought so, that's why I was confused.
I don't think there are any
And-
buildings in there.
Well, if it
It
is, it's her house.
shows that it's owned by, I believe, right,
Well, it says the town of Berlin.
Francisco?
no, not that lot,
Oh, back here.
this lot,
Yeah.
right, and, right.
Yeah, it's
So-
Jennifer
So her
somebody.
house is on that,
That's her name.
I mean, there's the house right there. So is she talking about breaking off the wet part?
Must be. Yeah, I
Okay,
see,
yeah, so
that's right,
town-
she's
the
very
town owns-
close
the town
over
owns
there.
that little one.
So that map that I had, apparently it doesn't show all the subdivisions, some
Right.
of this was done afterwards. Okay,
So which, it's,
Right. So, I mean,
Well, so he's
we
saying
would
it's
need
this
some
lot.
more information before we could express a level of interest.
Yeah.
okay, I'll just tell her that we think it's wet, and, you know, I mean, with everything we got on our minds, we don't wanna put a lot of money into that when we could be putting it towards, Rainville or.
Right.
wasn't
you know.
that the reserve area for if they had to replace the septic system?
We'd have
Oh, no,
to,
it's pretty wet in there. I
Well, they
don't
had
know,
to
I don't
cross-
I don't remember that.
They had to cross a wetland for the reserve area.
Okay,
I'm pretty sure.
okay.
Right,
I
so,
don't remember.
um,
All right, I'll get more information. What I'm gonna do is call up, say I ran it by the commission, and the first thing they wanted to know, what is the figure? Because we have two priorities much higher than this, as a matter of fact, so it'd have to be a good price.
right, and, yeah, we could, if she wanted to come in, so we could talk, we could schedule an executive session,
Yeah,
so that we could talk about it,
okay.
but,
So that would be the first Wednesday in March?
March is our next meeting,
Mid-March,
Yep.
right?
correct, yeah.
Okay, so when-
Not the first Wednesday, the second Wednesday. First Wednesday,
It's
I'll
like
be
the
in Hawaii.
Oh, okay.
15th
Yeah.
or so, I think.
Yes.
okay, so you're gonna be gone the first Wednesday.
Right, so we've already canceled the meeting
Mhm.
online.
Couldn't we just hold the meeting in Hawaii? We'll just all come join.
Yeah, there you go.
Come on.
Are you paying?
What's in our budget?
Yeah, not that.
Ain't Hawaii.
So the next meeting would be the 15th of March,
Yeah.
and we would have an executive session there, possibly?
Possibly, if
If she wants to come in.
she wants to come in.
Mm-hmm. Or if somebody else wanted to come in.
Okay, if she does and she's willing, I'll let you know, Carol, and then because you have to have it a certain number of days before the meeting, right? Get it recorded in the paper?
Yes, right.
Okay. All right.
No, we don't have to post an executive session in the paper. We have to post it on My Town Government,
Okay.
because it's not a hearing,
Right.
and it's certainly not a public hearing. Awesome, thank you. All right. Anything else in your pile?
The only other thing was the forest stewardship grant that we had received for the bird habitat
Oh, right.
modification. So it turns out the deadline passed January 25th.
I thought we got it into them though,
So-
in time.
We did get into them, and then you're supposed to get a forester to create a plan for you, and then you have to submit that plan by January 25th.
I
Oh.
thought Gary Gouldrop was gonna follow through on that.
Yeah.
He said, but anyway, we can apply this year too.
Yep,
We
we do
should.
it. Yeah.
We'll be a
Okay.
little more on top of it this time.
Definitely.
Okay.
Yep.
And we'll stick with what we did the last time, right up on the right side of Bald Hill down to a direct meadow.
Right.
Mhm.
Gives Maddie more time to do a baseline bird count.
Yep, exactly.
Are we
Awesome.
doing it up there?
I was thinking up there. I think
Yeah.
it would be a good combination of
Yeah.
having like a
Yeah,
breeding bird survey
Yeah.
versus after we do the management.
yeah,
Yeah, I think it would be a fabulous project.
sure.
Mm.
Yep. We should maybe contact like the high school science teacher
Yeah.
and see if there's a group of kids that might want to help with that
Absolutely.
over the summer or, yeah,
Mhm.
or whenever you do the
Yeah.
bird counting.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Because that's how I got hooked in with my science teacher.
Oh,
when I
is
was
it?
out there? So yeah.
Oh, perfect.
So I'm all
Yeah.
for that.
Yeah, that would be awesome. All right, we should definitely do that.
Yeah.
I'll make a motion to end the meeting at 8:17 PM.
Second.
Not debatable. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.